And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored as more employees around the country return back to the actual office space, saying goodbye to remote working. More and more bosses are keeping an eye on them, CEOs about using their phones during meetings. And joining us here on the Factor Uncensored, we have John Bowerman, who is with Stealth Consulting to talk about why being on the phones, maybe texting, maybe looking at social media may bother bosses and CEOs so much. And there have been some high profile cases, John, where CEOs have said, turn off the Wi Fi and pay attention, wait until after the meeting to do that. Your thoughts about what we're seeing now?
Absolutely. Well, nothing says you're not that important like, let me look at my phone.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Right? I mean, when we think about just simple etiquette of going out to dinner, and when everyone sits at a dinner table out at a restaurant, and someone puts their phone on the table, sends a signal to everyone else there, you're as important as me not getting a call or a message. Keep that phone in your pocket, keep that away where engagement is with the people in the room. And I think that's what everyone's looking for.
And so, John, though, how do you send that message to employees, particularly young employees who grew up in a generation where they are constantly scrolling, where it has become the norm, where cell phones are even allowed in schools these days? Now, some are starting to ban it, but it's been very part of the fiber of their lives, where they are constantly on these phones, and they feel offended if you tell them to get off their phone.
What I tell employees is that what you think having that phone close by is doing is actually the opposite. So what you think by checking that phone, by looking at it, by keeping it close, it's going to bring you some calming relief that you're in touch with anything that's going on, that you're up to speed. But all it's really doing is just giving you a micro dopamine hit that's contributing to even more anxiety. And if you really want to feel that calm presence and get more fulfilled, be more engaged, put that thing away. So while you think it's making you more calm, it's actually making you the more opposite.
And you use the key word there, anxiety. You know, once you start, you just have to keep getting a hit over and over again, like an addiction, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a tremendous fear of missing out, a FOMO on what's going on. And really, there is, if you look back at your entire life, everything led to you being in this room right now. And can you imagine if you missed the next pivotal moment in your life because you were distracted looking at something else that can probably wait?
And so, and then I go back to my original question for you, though. How do you make employees realize that? How should managers and bosses around the country explain that to their employees? Like, I am here, I am in the moment, I'm the most important thing in front of you, not that phone.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, it starts with exhibiting the same behavior you're asking from your employees, right? I have kids, and I would like to say that, do as I say, not as I do. And if I show up distracted, if that's the behavior they're observing when I'm talking, I've seen leaders, I've seen senior executives show up in meetings without being able to lift their heads up from their devices. So first, before you can ask your employees, you have to show up and demonstrate the same behavior that you want from them. And then when they feel that they're getting the same level of respect that you're asking from them, they feel like they owe that to you. And so if you're going to go out there and ask for that, you have to first make sure that your own house is clean, and that's the behavior you're exhibiting. But for your employees, it's really about remembering that you are also the leader. And you can ask just simply, it doesn't even have to be a creative way or a convincing mechanism. It's just about, please put that away for the next 30 minutes.
Simple request, simple request.
Simple request.
John
Simple request.
Bowerman,
Yeah.
go ahead.
We often forget that simplicity is usually the best path.
Absolutely. John Bowerman, Stealth Consulting. For those who would like to get more information from you or about you, where can they look?
Yeah, you can go to stealthconsulting.com for business help. Also, just released a new book, You're Not Lost, You're Just Starting. So for anyone that is looking for just quick tips to apply some of these leadership skills and show up better in the workplace, you can go to notloststarting.com.
All right, John, thank you for joining us and for that valuable advice. Simplicity and simply respect. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.